Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Tuesday, June 19th, and this is the market overview. Looking at the Dow, SPX, VIX, TNA, UUP, FXE, GLD, SLV, and all the rest. It was a really nice day today in the market. I'm just going to get right into it. Plenty to look at. Tomorrow is the FOMC, and that results at whenever the results are coming out with your time frame. But tomorrow, before the day is over, before the market day is over, going to be fascinating. This entire ramp up, moving on, the promise that QE3 is coming, and that Europe is fixed, and that was awesome today. They had the rumor that the bonds were going to go through, and the market rallied crazy, and then later on, after the ramp was over, they come out and they say, "Oh no, there's no agreement. We didn't even talk about it." It's just hilarious. But anyways, Dow up 95.5 points. See it right here. Breaking and closing above the upper price consensus level. Ooh, that is bullish. Very nice. Beyond that, we have a little more green creeping into the heat map, which is it's not a critical green at the moment, so certainly it can go up some more. It's just a mild warning sign about the daily time frame. And CCI up, stochastics up, 14-day RSI moving average up, plenty of room to move. Up on the RSI, up on the MACD histogram, up on the MACD. This is absolutely a pretty chart in the daily time frame. I mean, nothing is going wrong yet. Which isn't to say that these things aren't high and can turn around, but just based off of its strengths, the daily is still, and has been now for days, very, very strong in the daily time frame. Now, 60-minute time frame, totally different beast. Let me get this blown up properly. Here we are. Actually, this is a little too big. No, that's all I can do at the moment. All right. Some weakness towards the end of the day, especially once they said, "Oh, there's no bond deal," and we've talked about this before. Bouncing around short-term moving averages above the long-term moving averages, completely normal. Completely normal to come in and have a retest. Does that mean that now it's going to be time for a retest? That part is more difficult to tell. We do have quite a bit of green in the heat map, and in a 60-minute time frame, you can have this for extended periods of time. You can have them for little burps, little blips. The burps and blips are the best because they do grab really strong reversal points. But in this case, it's just a grind up, and then it's not as useful. But beyond that, we have the stochastics turning down. We have the CCI turning down. We have the RSI turning down. We have the histogram looking for a bearish cross. We have the MACD histogram slanting down. We have a big negative divergence in the MACD histogram. We have, let's see if we have any others. That's just too close. I won't count that. We have a shorter term negative divergence on the RSI. We have, I wouldn't even call that a negative divergence at all on the CCI. So there's a few things here, and certainly the indicators want to turn over at this point. Historically, it's normally bullish going into the announcement. So does this mean that it can be held up until after 2 o'clock market time when it comes out? Yes, absolutely. So while I would like it to come down for a bar retest, I certainly am not sure that that's going to happen prior to the news. And the news could come out and they're going to be printing, and this is going to fly up 1,000 points tomorrow, and it's a possibility. I don't think it's likely, but anyways, a bar retest is going to take us down to about 12.7 130 roundabout, and 100 points down from here, and then we'll be able to evaluate tomorrow night based on the news. So anyway, if it gets down to this point, I'll be extremely happy, and if it just wants to chop around where it's at until the news, I'll be very happy. If it gaps up monster tomorrow, I won't be as happy, but still be waiting for the news. So that is what it is. Terrible in the 60-minute, very strong in the daily, and if we can get a complete retracement in the 60-minute, will it turn the daily? Yes, it will. SPX. Now this one I'm really happy about. Way back here, near the bottom of this entire range. Actually, it might even have been here at the bottom area of the down movement. We were projecting 3 levels: 1320, 1340, and 1360. 1360 being the top of the movement range, which at the time we admitted that it was not likely. Well, that at that point in time it sure didn't feel like it would be likely, and but that if it did happen to get to the 60, it would have trouble. And so we were cheering when it hit 1320, cheered when it hit 1340, and today it hit 1360 and ran into trouble. Backed away slightly, closing beneath it. On the daily, this is still a very bullish chart, making a new recent high today. All of the indicators are very bullish, and we can see even more so than the Dow. The heat map is getting more green, warning that a top is around the corner, that we have a problem. Can it drag on for an extended period of time? Yes. Can it drag on for a short period of time and have a quick reversal? Yes. So I'm hoping for the quicker reversal, and since it's getting darker green than what it was yesterday and the day before, I take that as encouraging. 60-minute time frame. A little too far. There we go. Yes, we're getting very dark in the 60-minute time frame, and just like the Dow, everything is trying to loop over. This does not look good in the 60-minute time frame. Can we have strength tomorrow and have it hold high? Sure. Is that going to create a greater negative divergence on a few things? Yes. So, anyways, not overly concerned about it at the moment. We'll find out what the news is, and then worry or rejoice or whatever. The VIX. Wow. Smackdown again at its lowest today. It was truly impressive, down in the 17s. Yep, 1736. Very impressive. Beyond that, we ended today with a fat body spinning top. We did get back inside the lower Bollinger Band. And last night we said close below the lower Bollinger Band, need to go sideways, need to go up to get back inside. And it did go sideways and very, very, very slightly up. So good job on the VIX. We don't want to see it pushing down in a waterfall, the lower Bollinger Band. So anyways, not bad. Beyond that, the daily for the VIX, terrible. Everything pointing down. Notice the heat map, though, getting very red. And normally it only gets very red when you really are at a bottom of some type. And you can see that going back in time. You only get to the very red right when it gets a jump. Sometimes the jumps are very minor, but will I take a jump at this point? Sure, absolutely. 60-minute time frame for the VIX. Does it jive with major indexes being overheated? Yep, we have plenty of red. We have stochastics on the way up, CCI on the way up, RSI on the way up, histogram sloping up, looking at a possible bullish cross on the MACD itself. 14-day RSI moving average losing steam. This would be much better if it was going sideways or slightly up. It is not, but we'll see if this is able to carry or not. And TNA. We've talked about the need for TNA and CompQ to lead, which they have not done, but is this right? This is from today? Yeah, this is from today. So we finally have a true breakout on TNA. We had the kiss of the 200-day moving average on last night. Today closing above slightly the long-term moving average bar, getting right to the upper Bollinger Band, peaking above, backing away, and we've got some green going on, not too much in the heat map, and everything is ticking up. It is bullish. New recent high. What can you say? Very bullish. Nothing like the Dow or SPX, which is still not the greatest signal. 60-minute time frame, yeah, it's overheated. Lots of green, and down on almost everything. MACD is trying to turn, not yet pointing down, and the 14-day RSI moving average not yet pointing down, but everything else looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I did have a target of 52 for this sucker to run into possible turn area between 52 and 55. Hit 52 and backed away slightly. So I'm happy with that. Beyond that, UUP, the most important thing that we watch. And I'm very pleased about this as well. This was being tracked in the daily running thread. We had the two targets, broke the first one a few days back, and the more important one, 22.4, hit it today, which was awesome. So that one is out of the way. We should have a bounce at this point. I hope we have a bounce at this point. But overall, we have a blip in the heat map. Possible time for a bounce, and everything else is pointing down. What can you say? But getting to this level, I think, very important, critical, key, and now looking for a bounce off of it. I really hope we get it. FXE, the euro, finally getting to the long-term moving average bar, getting inside slightly, giving up some of it. Nothing in the heat map to tell us good or bad. And up on everything. Yeah, it might as well go into the 60-minute. Didn't do it on UUP, but sure, why not on this one? Oh, how interesting. Alright, 60-minute time frame. Is this one overheated? Yeah, we have some green, not particularly wonderful at the moment after it backed away slightly. But look at this. Everything is either pointing down or attempting to point down. I think that's encouraging. Encouraging for the bears, anyway. I personally think that the more time you give Europe just means the more messes Europe can get into. So having this one ready to turn over at least for a bar retest. Perfectly natural, perfectly healthy, and not unexpected. Going on to CompQ, the NASDAQ. Just like TNA, this one should lead. It is not leading. It did break out of its, it broke out of its little zone yesterday. And today made a new recent high. Very nice. And just like everything else, very strong in the daily time frame. We do have a blip of green in the heat map. There's probably no reason to look at the 60-minute. Yeah, it looks just like everything else. Whole lot of green, and everything attempting to roll over, with the exception of the 14-day RSI moving average. Not bad though. Not bad for a pullback at this point. And man, if they disappoint tomorrow, I have no idea how far this is going to go. But I do feel that SPX would go to 1335. Just going back to that for a moment. Right here. Yeah. XOY, oil. When oil is bullish, the market is bullish, and it was so today. Spinning top right in the teeth of the long-term moving average bar. Everything ticking up. This is a very strong this is a very strong chart. We have a little bit of green hinting, but nothing really spectacular or anything. This one we normally don't look at the 60 minute, but hey, why not? Nice gap up. I think just filling the gap would be healthy. Have a lot of green 60-minute time frame, and everything attempting to roll over. And we have negative divergence in a few places. CCI, MACD histogram, in the RSI short term. Not bad. This has been a very incredible move. Apple. Now we have a little bit of green popping in, nothing major. Everything is moving up in the daily time frame, with the exception of the RSI, and has not been able to conquer this previous high. It's coming really close. It's kissing it, but it's hasn't sealed the deal yet. It did peek its head above it, so actually that's a good sign. But beyond that, there should be so much more. 60-minute time frame. I think this is a good tell for the rest of the market. And we can see that we do have some green. We can also see that CCI is down, stochastics are down, RSI is down, 14-day RSI moving average still pointing up, MACD histogram slanting down, MACD itself looking for a bearish cross, and we can see that it's trying to create a double top of sorts at this point. So very key. I mean, it's so close. I mean, there could be news overnight or something, and this will just gap above that, and that'll change the picture. But because all of these will also try to turn around, but at the moment, it just looks a little bit precarious. And GE trying to get a better read on the Dow. It did peak above its new recent high from a couple days ago, a couple market days ago, which is positive. Didn't close above it, closed right at it. We do have some green. But notice how this is different. We have the CCI has leveled out. We have the fast stochastic pointing down, slow stochastic pointing up, 14-day RSI moving average pointing up, RSI up, histogram barely up, MACD up. This looks much more wobbly than the Dow. And if this is supposed to lead the Dow, which it does, and if this has better odds of turning at this point, the Dow should follow suit. But we are at the mercy of the news tomorrow, but just something to observe. 60-minute time frame, is this one overheated as much as everything else? Well, we don't have as much green in the heat map, but we have everything turning down. Everything, even the 14-day RSI moving average. So, in a way, not as bad, and in a way, worse. GLD. With the VIX took a pounding yesterday. Last night we had Notice that the VIX took a beating. The dollar was up and gold was up. Didn't really make any sense. Today the VIX was down and the dollar was down as well, so at least it made a little more sense. Almost ending with a fat body spinning top. It does have a downtick today. Pretty much nothing that we're looking at today has a downtick, but gold does. And it gives us a target right about 156.25. Yep. 156.25. That'd be a little move down. Nothing too major. But at least we have a target, and it does suggest some down movement is in order. We don't have much in the area of green here. Down on the CCI, down on the stochastics, up on the 14-day RSI moving average, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, and the MACD is losing steam, but still an uptick. And SLV, still in this crappy range, nowhere near its previous high. This does not look very good. Didn't even get to the long-term moving average bar in the last couple of days to retest it. We do have this support coming up. It was pierced today, not a good sign. Stochastics heading down, 14-day RSI moving average up, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, sideways on the MACD. Not a pretty chart. And XLF, the financials. Financials should carry the market out of this. All this down movement. We don't have any real green to speak of in the heat map. We did make a new recent high today. We did close above the long-term moving average bar. All these things are good signs. And all of the indicators are pointing up. Not bad. Not bad at all. So does this one any different in the 60-minute time frame? Ooh, nope. We have some decent green here. It is fairly dark. It certainly is solid. And we have everything attempting to turn down except the 14-day RSI moving average, which does not have the greatest angle of ascent. And is there anything else that I can think of at the moment? No, I guess that's going to be about it. So, critical days tomorrow, probably the most important day in the last 2 weeks, easily. Certainly will be one of the most important months for the next month or two, market-wise. So, going to be fascinating, and hope for the best, no matter if you're long or if you're short. I certainly hope that it makes you lots of money, and we all get to retire early. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.